Hello everyone, I'm standing outside the IMAX movie theater. I'm going to go see Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, episode 6, I believe it's 6? Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Anyway, it's the 40th anniversary. Even though Lucasfilm and Disney did not heavily promote this, I found out about it, so I'm going to go check it out. And I'll do a full review on my channel later, even though I know it's not a movie channel. But let's go inside and see a classic, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, 40th anniversary. This is not a movie review channel, but I did go see the 40th anniversary release of Return of the Jedi. That's a great movie. I saw it in 1983 when I was 10 years old, when it was first released, and it was awesome then, it's awesome now, and I wanted to go into a few things. I might give some spoilers, in fact probably will give some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, which is really hard to do given that it's from 1983 and it's Star Wars, but if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know anything about it, turn this off now, go watch the movie, come back. Okay, so here we go. So, Return of the Jedi is the third in the original trilogy of Star Wars. I'm not going to go through all of the different whys and wherefores of the movie, but I did want to go ahead and just touch on a few highlights and give you my thoughts as to whether or not it's worth going to see. So, first of all, I did choose to see this in the theater. It's a limited theater release for the anniversary. I typically don't go to the movies in the theater. I mean, I will go for blockbusters like, say, an Avengers Endgame or something like that. But typically, most movies I watch at home, good TVs, good sound, you know, big screen, the whole 9 yards, so, you know, why bother? And my popcorn is not, you know, $8. But I did want to go and see this movie. First of all, I did want to support it because it's original Star Wars. Now, original Star Wars was written before streaming services and before the mind virus that has infected pretty much all of us. You really get some good writing. The focus is on the writing, the focus is on special effects, focus on the acting, focus on the directing, focus on the score, which is John Williams. As we know, anything John Williams does is an instant classic. But this movie is what movies should be. They're characters that go from point A to point B to point C and change as this adventure kind of goes along, either it be over 3 movies or over, you know, the course of 1 movie. And this being the final installment, a lot of character growth has already happened, and you're just kind of like finishing people off and getting them kind of like where they need to be to conclude the story. But the point is, the story in and of itself is solid, okay? It's not trying to have an agenda. It may have an agenda, but I'll be honest with you, I've watched this movie many times, both as a kid and as an adult, and I don't really see an agenda, and isn't that the trick? The trick is to send a message without actually having to beat somebody over the head with a baseball bat to kind of get your message across. So the way you do that is you get clever writers who know how to tell a story from beginning to end and kind of slip the themes that they want to express through dialogue, through images, to kind of make you think, okay? And I know Star Wars isn't a make you think kind of a movie, it's more of a fun movie, but, you know, in 1983 and in the 70s especially, you know, women's lib was a big deal, and to have Princess Leia as a main character who was saving the 2 guys and that kind of thing, that was a big deal, okay? It's not a big deal now because there's a lot of females that have, heroic roles and are big stars, have their own movies. But it has to start somewhere. And I like to think that Star Wars in the 70s and 80s was a part of a good jumping off point. We started to see, you know, women kind of just do things and you accept it, and that's kind of the way it is. So anyway, getting off that subject, I did want to just talk about it. So we're picking up after the end of Empire Strikes Back. Now, it doesn't tell you exactly how long. My personal feeling is it's a few months. Luke has come along in his Jedi training. He's not quite there yet, but he's come a lot further than he did when he faced Vader the first time in Empire Strikes Back. He has a new lightsaber, he got a new hand. Han Solo is still a prisoner of Jabba the Hutt. He's still frozen in the carbonite, and they have to rescue him and then deal with the Empire. So that's kind of what they're doing. The first part of the movie is kind of just rescuing Han Solo, tying up some loose ends with Jabba, and showing that Luke has kind of come a long way. Reuniting the cast. Then Luke Skywalker goes off to see Yoda again to kind of rectify that situation with his training, get some answers about Darth Vader. Spoiler, if you haven't heard, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. I feel like I have informed a total of 0 people. I feel like that's breaking news for no one. But if it is, sorry, I told you there's going to be spoilers. So, after they go ahead and kind of rectify the situation there, Yoda passes, Luke rejoins the fleet, and then they have to go ahead and deal with Darth Vader, the Emperor, and the Empire writ large. They have a new Death Star. Now, at this point, you're thinking to yourself, God damn, that's a lot of Death Stars. Okay, in 1983, that was Death Star number 2. Okay, it was just one more than one. So this wasn't regurgitated time and time again, super weapon, super weapon, super weapon, like it is now. Okay, we're 40 years forward. So unfortunately, when they make Death Star-like planets and big fleets and whatever, super weapons, it's a little played out. But in 1983, it's not played out. So they have to go and take care of the Death Star, turn Vader back to the good side, and kind of take care of the Emperor. So that's what this movie does. Now, the Ewoks. Okay? I was 10 years old when this movie came out, and I thought the Ewoks were a little bit childish back then. They're still childish, but if you accept them for what they were a marketing ploy, essentially, and they're little cute fuzzy teddy bears running around, hitting people with armor in the head with rocks, and knocking them out. Okay, it's a little crazy, but, you know, cover your eyes during that part. If you kind of forget about that little piece, especially that last fight where they're just kind of, you know, wiping out stormtroopers left and right with little rocks and, you know, and ropes and whatnot. It's a little ridiculous, but, you know, it is what it is. In the end, the heroes do the job. Everybody turns out the way it's supposed to turn out. Galaxy's at peace. Darth Vader is reformed and brought back as Anakin Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is going to go on to become, you know, now he's, I guess, a full-fledged Jedi. We're very, very close, and he's going to start to rebuild the Jedi Order. Everybody's in good shape. And then, you know, the end credits roll, and all is well with the world. Unfortunately, we did not stop there. We had the prequel trilogies, which I felt was an interesting premise, but just not quite handled quite right. But it was still better than what we got in the back end. The last 3 movies, the first, you know, Episode 7 was decent, but it wasn't very creative. And the last 2 were just, you know, like a car wreck. You go and watch it because you have so much time invested in these characters and in this story, the larger story, and you just kind of go and see how they handle it. But I have to be honest with you, I was very disappointed. So when I saw the opportunity to go and see a classic Star Wars movie in the theaters, I took that opportunity and went ahead and did it. Now, why am I telling you about it? I'm advocating for you to go see this movie. Support this movie. Let it generate some income. The reason that I say that is because it has a good script. The writers took their time. The writers were well trained. The writers stayed in their lane, and if they were trying to deliver a message, it was so subtle, it's hard to notice. So that's why I'm saying it's a good movie. If you want more good movies and good TV, you gotta support the ones that are good. I'm also a Star Trek fan. I hated Season 1 and Season 2 of Picard. Season 3 was good. Was it perfect? No, but it was good, so I watched it. You have to tell these people what you like and what you don't like. We're really good at telling them what they don't like because you just turn the TV off or cancel the streaming service or whatever, and that sends a message. But you also have to tell them what you do like, okay? And you're gonna like Star Wars, you're gonna like Empire Strikes Back, you're gonna like Return of the Jedi, you're gonna like Picard Season 3. So if you see something you like, support it. If you see something you hate, turn it off. You know, vote with your dollars and you'll get more of what you like. And have a little bit of fun. That's what entertainment's supposed to be like. That's what movies supposed to be. TV. Well, not all TV. Obviously, if you're watching the news, you want the news. But, you know, fictional TV, fictional magazines, comic books, you know, all these things that are just supposed to entertain you so you can shut your brain off and enjoy a little bit. So go out and enjoy this movie. Find other movies to enjoy, watch those, and let Hollywood know what you like, and that way you'll get more of it. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I know these are just my 2 cents. Hopefully you agree. Leave comments in the comment section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Tell me where I went wrong, tell me where I went right, and let's meet again another day and let's talk about what we always talk about. So thanks, this is George, and we'll see you again next time.